From epic battles to hidden details, we break down anime and manga like never before. Welcome to Anifacts. I'm your host, Anime Sensei. Today we're breaking down Tensura chapters 174 and 175. But before we start the video, I'd like to remind you that this is part 2 of Rimuru vs. True Dragons. So if you haven't seen the first part, check it out. The link is in the description. Now let's get started.
国規定条件が満たされました。固有スキル自己再生が発動しました。
Lord Raphael's awakening was fully finished, and with thoughts of answering Rimuru's wishes, it brought forth even more precision. Rimuru didn't think naming Raphael would cause any evolution. He truly named Raphael to give her a sense of confidence. He didn't do it expecting any gains. He did it to help his partner. Raphael's evolution into Manas instantly confirmed Rimuru's threat as a true dragon-level monster. Nobody in Rimuru's forces knew about Raphael except for Veldora and Efrit, so obviously the enemy had no idea about the existence of Ciel, even Velgrynd. And right now, Veldora was in a state where communicating was almost impossible. To the enemies, nothing happened. They didn't sense the evolution inside Rimuru. But something told Velgrynd that Rimuru had somehow grown even stronger. Ciel spoke with complete confidence. There was nothing to fear now. Velgrynd wasted no time attacking Rimuru with her burning breath. As Rimuru commanded, Velgrynd's burning breath was easily blocked with Covenant King Uriel. "As you command, my master." Velgrynd was annoyed that her breath attack was blocked like it was nothing. As a test, she released tens of heat blasters in a continuous attack. Tsk. Everything gets blocked, as though perfectly calculated. How annoying. Demon Lord Rimuru wasn't using the shield against Veldora, but was either dodging or repelling the attacks with a similar attack. On the other hand, he wasn't even looking at Velgrynd, as all her attacks were not worth even acknowledging. Velgrynd was absolutely appalled. It was obvious she was being totally ignored. The prideful Velgrynd decided to unleash the most powerful attack in her entire arsenal. Like an engine starting up, she began releasing immense amounts of magic energy. If the ability to forcefully increase momentum was used on herself, she would undoubtedly become the fastest being in this world. With her body accelerating non-stop, no matter what kind of living being it was, their body would be unable to withstand the heat and would eventually crumble from thermal decay. Die! This shall be your end. There will be no remains. Cardinal acceleration. In addition to her ultimate skill, with the essence of heat, her power of acceleration was added. This was Velgrynd's ultimate attack, which meant evasion was impossible. If Rimuru mistook this for the same as her previous attacks, any number of layers of defense fields would be swallowed whole, and he would die with no time for regrets. Velgrynd confirmed the effects of her attack with absolute confidence, but she was stupefied as she saw Rimuru unharmed. It was an unavoidable, absolute attack. There shouldn't have been anyone able to survive such an attack without injuries. That's impossible. That attack was supposed to pierce through force fields and defensive abilities. That was definitely dangerous. But it's simple to eat such an overly impulsive attack, you know? Your attack was very hot, but even so, I was able to eat it with no problem. Well, with Ciel's calculations, your attack was baited though. For Rimuru to better focus on Veldora, Ciel was given free rein to deal with Velgrynd, inciting all of her attacks. And for attacks that looked to be unblockable, Rimuru would briefly deal with them. Using Gluttony King Belzebuth, the effects of the attack would be consumed and then isolated. The isolation space of Gluttony King Belzebuth, which had become a warped space with even more power than absolute defense, was now capable of neutralizing any attack. Also, Ciel's baiting of Velgrynd wasn't over just yet. By the time Velgrynd recognized and understood what Rimuru had said, it was already too late. Alert. Analysis of attack concluded. Energy measurement complete. Calculations confirm the possibility of sealing for a limited amount of time. Activating insulated prison. As Ciel announced, a shining insulated prison was instantly formed, letting the opponent unleash a finishing move and then aiming for the opportunity right after they had expended their energy. Such was Ciel's perfect strategy. "Stay there quietly for a while. I'll play with you after I free Veldora," said Rimuru, as Ciel activated the insulated prison while he was still dealing with Veldora. Rimuru confirmed that Velgrynd was properly sealed and gave a satisfied nod to Ciel for faithfully completing the objective. Rimuru? No. The both of them, who had sealed Scorch Dragon Velgrynd for the time being, now turned their attention to Storm Dragon Veldora, their real goal. To use this short yet seemingly infinite amount of time as best as he could, Rimuru charged toward Veldora. As expected of Ciel, managing to seal Velgrynd, one of the true dragons, for several minutes. "With the odds in my favor, I can't afford to lose now," I couldn't let more people be controlled against their own will, like Chloe. Sorry for the wait, Veldora. The real deal starts now. Time to finish this quickly. During the time Ciel was dealing with Velgrynd, Rimuru was finding it difficult to do anything decisive against Veldora. It wasn't a direct source of damage, but stamina was definitely being shaved off. There weren't many attacks from this side that had a direct effect. Weapon attacks were pointless. Storm series abilities were also pointless. Only Gluttony King Belzebuth could be relied on. Now that Gluttony King Belzebuth had been mastered, it could be activated from any part of this demon slime body. It was decided not just to neutralize the storm attacks with Gluttony King Belzebuth, but to straight up totally devour Veldora. Making me do all this work, Veldora. Stop causing all this trouble, damn it. Kwa-ha-ha-ha, it's just a small failure. At the moment of contact with Veldora, I thought I heard a carefree voice. Hey, you conscious in there? Yeah, actually, I fully separated my nucleic heart, so my ego is completely intact. Then hurry up and get your body back. I would if I could. Oh, look out, black lightning is coming up. The powerful slicing ability of the death-heralding winds assaulted Rimuru. Frantically evading, Rimuru got Wisdom Lord Raphael to balance out his surroundings. The hell, man? That ain't what you said. What lightning? Those were wind blades? Sorry about that. Looks like I can only tell when a skill is going to be activated, but not identify which skill. Got it. Stop saying such irresponsible things. Mistakes like that can cause failure. Roger that. I was hoping I could help a little, though. Well, it's all good enough if you're fine. Kwa-ha-ha-ha. Of course, I'm fine. Don't forget, Rimuru. I am Storm Dragon. My body may have been controlled, but my soul is all right. I knew you'd be able to survive without me. Veldora laughed confidently. I knew my sworn friend would be perfectly fine. Yeah. I'll get you out in a bit, so wait. No problem. I wasn't worried at all. For that purpose, I suppressed the worst of it. The worst? I took a shot of a curse that destroys magic circuits. So I hurriedly cut the soul corridor. As the effect travels through the magic circuits, it would have affected you too. Huh? So it wasn't destroyed by the enemy's ability? Yeah, it was a powerful ability, and since I wasn't going to make it with defense, that was the only way to minimize collateral damage. Because of that, my resist magic circuits were destroyed, and I wasn't able to resist the domination effect, which resulted in the present situation. Stop boasting about that. Geez, just what were you thinking? Wasn't I telling you not to let your guard down the other day? Kwa-ha-ha-ha. Who would have thought I'd get chewed out by you in this situation? All right, that's enough. What matters is you're all right. You are all right, right? Technically speaking, I'm fine. While destroying the soul corridor, I protected my heart, which served as the core. But because of that, I lost all control over my body and had no means of recovering that control. So that's why. Ciel, is it possible to recover ultimate skill Storm King Veldora? Alert. As long as the nucleic heart is intact, re-establishing the soul corridor is possible. There are no problems with the recovery of ultimate skill Storm King Veldora. All right, problem solved. The remaining task would be to defeat Veldora's body. It's all good as long as we can recover the core. Sit tight, I'll free you soon. Kwa-ha-ha-ha, how reliable. You have my faith, Rimuru, my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna free you real quick. The direction to go about getting Veldora back was confirmed. All that was left was to actually do it. Alrighty, let's beat him then. The moment Rimuru saw hope, he regained his composure. Since losing control would endanger Veldora's main body, the Storm Dragon, my anger wouldn't fade. But I had to focus. Freeing Veldora was the priority. Defeating the main body wasn't enough. I had to retrieve his nucleic heart and restore the soul corridor. Ciel had bought time, but Investigation King Faust's probability manipulation complicated things. Every attack carried uncertainty. The immense energy of the Storm Dragon still flowed to me, but without the soul corridor, it was far weaker. Still, I had Gluttony King Belzebuth and Ciel. I planned to devour the Storm Blast, but failure meant instant destruction. A clone also wouldn't be much help. Without ultimate skills, it would be useless. Dodging and countering attacks, I relied on Ciel's calculations. The remnants of Veldora's abilities saved me from certain defeat. But I couldn't attack blindly. The nucleic heart's location was unknown. Even powerful magic wouldn't guarantee a fatal hit due to the true dragon's absurd durability. Instead, I prepared a multi-layered magic formation, relying on Ciel's predictions to counter the rampaging dragon's patterns. But there were two major problems: time and the nucleic heart's location. If it was destroyed, all was lost. I edged closer, dodging attacks with enhanced precision, waiting for the perfect opening. Now, seizing my chance, I activated Gluttony King Belzebuth, morphing into a fluid form to bind and devour Veldora's body. But its destruction aura fought back, burning and tearing me apart. The pain was overwhelming, something I wasn't even supposed to feel. Still, I refused to stop. Pain meant nothing if I would win. I accelerated the process. My body was destroyed and reconstructed in an endless cycle, pushing forward despite the looming time limit. Then, alert. Analysis complete. Storm Blast successfully acquired. Storm Dragon energy can now be integrated. Execute? Yes or no? What? Inquiry. Reconstruct body into a true dragon? Yes or no? Rimuru replied yes. Without any hesitation, pain vanished. Heat and agony gone. The Storm Dragon's corrosive aura nullified. I kept devouring, absorbing energy at an insane rate. This wasn't Veldora, just a programmed remnant. It had no instinct, no will. Now it was prey. Gluttony King Belzebuth consumed it mercilessly. My body changed, my power soared, blinding light erupted. When it faded, the Storm Dragon was gone. In its place stood something new. Me, the fifth true dragon. Ultimate slime, viscous dragonoid demon god. Velgrynd, watching from her prison, was frozen in disbelief. Rimuru, an inferior copy of a true dragon, had surpassed one? Impossible. No, unacceptable. And yet here I was. Fury shattered her restraints. My brother, how dare you? She charged, roaring with rage. But I had no time for that. My evolution was complete. My energy overflowed. My form matured. Clothes, crafted from my own aura, wrapped around me. God-tier defense. And then, report. Soul corridor with Veldora successfully re-established. Veldora's voice rang out. Kwahaha, well done, Rimuru. All right. The first tactical victory condition had been cleared. Next came the second and third. Eliminating the threat. Slaughtering the Imperial soldiers.
And that's the end of our breakdown for chapters 174 and 175. What did you think of Rimuru's battle? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more anime breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.